tax reform bills to the National Assembly for its consideration and passage. The fiscal policy and tax reform bills by the Federal Inland Revenue Service for consideration include the Nigeria Tax Bill, the Nigeria Tax Administration Bill, the Nigeria Revenue Service Establishment Bill, and the Joint Revenue Board Establishment Bill. The proposed tax reform bills are contained in a letter addressed to the President of the Senate and read on the floor of the Upper Legislative Chamber at Thursday's plenary session. We have more in this report.
The proposed tax bills present substantial benefits to align with my government's objectives and fiscal reform and economic growth by enhancing taxpayer compliance, strengthening our fiscal institutions, and fostering a more effective and transparent fiscal regime. In this way, I am confident that these bills, once passed into law, will encourage investment, boost consumer spending, and stimulate the Nigerian economy. While I trust that the Senate will, in their usual expeditious manner, consider and enact these bills into law, please accept, distinguished Senate President and distinguished senators, the assurances of my highest consideration and regards. Yours sincerely, Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
4 bills for Mr. President opens the day's legislative business. The Speaker, Abbas Tajuddin, acknowledged the receipt of the 4 tax reforms. In the correspondence, President Tinubu tells the lawmakers the proposed laws are designed in line with the goals and objectives of his administration. The bills include the Nigerian Tax Bill 2024, which seeks to provide the fiscal work for tax in the country. There's also the Tax Administration Bill, which will provide clear and concise legal framework for all taxes in the country and reduce disputes.
I'm confident that these bills, once passed into law, will encourage investment, boost consumer spending, and stimulate the economy.
Others are the Nigerian Revenue Service Establishment Bill and the Joint Revenue Board Establishment Bill, which will create a tax tribunal and a tax ombudsman. President Bola Tinubu asks for the timely passage of the bills. The House also adopted the report of its Committee on Loans, Aids and Debt Management on the establishment of the Promissory Note Program as reimbursement to Nasarawa and Kebbi states. The 24 billion naira is for the takeover of cargo airports and the development of Sir Ahmedu Bello International Airport by the federal government.
That the House do approve a promissory note program as reimbursement to Nasarawa and Kebbi state government for the takeover of the newly constructed cargo airports.
A bill to establish the Nigerian Surrogacy Regulatory Commission, sponsored by Oyo member, passed second reading.
As surrogacy contracts are unregulated in Nigeria, the contractual obligations of surrogacy may cause serious harm to surrogate mothers due to the infringement of their rights and increased risk of injury.
Outside the chambers, Mr. Alawa Akala calls on youth to actively participate in the upcoming Youth CONFAB, announced by President Bola Tinubu in his Independence Day anniversary speech.
That this National Youth Conference will not be like other conferences, because we have one thing: we have the strength in numbers and we have the social media. And 3, we have the fact that it was initiated by the government themselves.
He says the CONFAB is an opportunity for youths to voice out their concerns and contribute to national development.